Council meetings are long and boring. Wouldn't it be great if they were short and unboring? This is why I have invented the 5-minute meeting. All right. Ashland City Council meeting of December 15th. First 3 minutes of were frozen. It was online, Zoom thing, so maybe something awesome happened. But and maybe we started with the Climate Energy Action Plan Committee person, the CEAP, I think. So the climate lady said, hey, we started 2020 with the Rogue to Go initiative. And with COVID, they integrated head synergy, resiliency, they said conservation, and collaboration with other commissions was the biggest goal. And then a recognition of service. Boy, these three, this is their last meeting. They didn't run again. So there you go. So they had the whole, the city guy said, oh boy, these two guys right here, oh man, they were great allies. And this guy goes, oh, hey, this guy right here? He goes, hey, he was great with SEEP, and he did some cool Little League stuff, and you were a CPA. Huh? And then he said, this guy here, he sold the hospital, and he helped create Aura. So that's awesome. And then State Representative Pam Marsh showed up and said, hey, I worked with these three guys on the council way back in the day, and boy, man, that was some good work. And then another old counselor, Lemhouse, that old guy, they dug him up. He showed up and said, these three right here, oh man, they volunteered a lot before they even ran for these council positions and such. And this guy, he is the greatest. He is the best thing that ever happened to the city. And then the city fire guy said, he goes, oh, this guy, he's a legend in collaborative forestry from Salem to Washington, D.C. And then a lot of fire people stood up, thanked the mayor for all the fire resiliency project stuff he did. And then so this guy just started talking about all these great firework project stories. And there you go. That was the end of that part. And then public forum. That's right. Public forum. The Lawyers for Justice lady again said, hey, the murder of Aiden Elliston must not be forgotten, and the council needs to add this to the monthly racial equity thing. And he goes, that's a pretty good idea. And then the city administrator's report. Town police has an enhanced relationship and is a conversation coming up on that. I think Ashland cops are going to go help out town once in a while. And then the evacuation study is 75% complete. And shopashlandoregon.com is a thing. And Independent Way, the new street from the Goodwill over to the Super 8 Motel, that's done. And it is super great. And the community center and Pioneer Hall repair is moving right along. And there's probably going to be a contractor picked in February. And then Croman Mill site has cleanup issues, and it's totally up in the air. Lots of questions about cleaning up all the piles of asphalt and poison dirt or whatever's going on. And then consent agenda. Boy, this guy goes, hey, what's up with the liquor license for Goldback wines in the middle of some neighborhood near the university? What's that on? And no one seemed to know. And he's like, oh, well, let it slide. And then he goes, I have something. He said something about disagreement. And he's, we'll talk about it later. All right. And then this one goes, hey, I love the new utility bill payment kiosk, and whoever came up with that is great. It's not up yet, but it's coming. And then unfinished business. Oh, apologizing to the firefighters document. Boy, city attorney said, well, I may have totally made some mistakes on how I presented that, but I have further observations to make, and that is that public officials expressing views on social media have consequences, and the city attorney has the responsibility to just point that stuff out. And this guy, he goes, I want to add to the apology, more apology to the firefighters, that counselors should never criticize firefighters or criticize the process of hiring firefighters. And this guy goes, no one should criticize any city decisions. And, first rule of city council is don't talk about city council, apparently. And then this guy goes, so we should add these words to my apology. And all six said yes. Even this one, she's like, yeah, we can add that on there. And then he goes, so let's vote to send that letter to them. And she was like, I'm not on board with that. So that's 5-1. Then the annual financial report, a yearly audit of the city's finances, an independent group, all apparently former students of this guy, said the city did great with their accounting last year, and fund balances and influxes, blah, blah, blah. That was all approved. And then a letter to the Jackson County Commissioners. Oh, this one said, hey, COVID cases are high, and we should send this letter encouraging the county commissioners to be more supportive of the county health department recommendations. And this one goes, shouldn't we worry about how that's going to sound and go over with the commissioners? And this guy goes, I don't care about that. Let's do it. And then it passed 5-1. And then an ordinance for vertical housing development zone. The city building guy says, hey, we've been trying to jam this through since after that super great transit triangle zoning we did. And this is another zoning change where 4-story buildings with stores on the bottom and apartments on top can now be built all along Ashland Street with zero affordable housing involved at all. I imagine Pony Espresso building, but taller. And then this guy goes, he goes, oh man, I moved to do this thing. 4 stories all along Ashland Street. Who wants to look at the mountains? No. And then this one goes, agreed. And this one says, she goes, seniors want to live above stores on Ashland Street. All approved. And then the second reading of to approve the annexing of land on Route 99, north side of town. That passed away. It went right. That passed right through. And then this guy goes to the mayor because he's leaving. He says, "Thanks for being the mayor 12 years, and you're kind and thoughtful, and your wife is great, and with deepest respect." And then he had the mayor's wife sneaking behind him with flowers and came a present there. That was really nice. And then this guy recited an original limerick he wrote for the mayor, and it was. I know, limerick. Well, it wasn't dirty or nothing like that. It was odd, yeah, sure. And then this one ended the meeting by ringing his mindfulness bell, like at the end of meditation. Bing. Well, Ashland, so good. End of meeting. You're welcome.